Back into the outside calm. I'll continue walking. Just glancing about my wares. It's a nice yard, and we're going outside a bit more often than I expected. So yeah, it's definitely the game out of the series I've played of, even though it's not made by Frictional, but the games in the series that goes outside the most. Mandus Co. Meat Processing Factory, Anno 1828.
Water in his shoes. Always the water, and the sparks of the embers of the wheels. It's too bony! It's too damn bony!
Okay. Yeah, meat factory. There we go. So, notes. The Mandus Processing Company. My soul shudders at what I have seen, but at last I have reached the main part of the factory. Now, up onwards, downwards to those flood wires that drain them away. Like Moses, I will cleave the wires and lift my little darlings clear of its vile cradle. We had a very minor reaction to a giant pig monster. Again, while we have amnesia, I guess, we seem to remember more things than not. Oh, that's just a window over here. Just kind of suspicious for a second. And before I enter the main factory, I'm going to look around a little bit more. Mandus Co. Meat Processing Factory. So now we got to really go into the depths of the meat. Before I try opening said door, strange now how this works. This must be allowed to lodge. I'll look through here to make sure I'm not missing something. So here's a nice little parkway. Had park benches and everything. How you know it's a nice parkway. Fun crow. So why are there barrels now? Where do they even start flowing from? What the hell? I don't know these. I guess they came from over here? I really don't know. But now they're there. Now they're just everywhere over there. I'll crisscross my way back to the factory. I guess there's not really much out here, so let's go meat processing plant. Yeah, now's the time to get into our meat business. Thankfully the doors for some reason just widely opened. Well, let's appreciate our meat shares. It's in fact the entrance to a factory. This isn't really good reception. It kind of just looks like a storage room, actually. I bet there'll be plenty of storage rooms as time goes on. Gramophone, and I guess this is another picture. Oh, it highlights what part of the map we're in. So earlier we were in the factory. Freeze emergency shutdown in place. So I believe it's gone like this. I believe, if I'm following this chart correctly, we started off in our house. I'm not sure we went there. We went underground through that one factory place. We went back up to the main factory. We've gone to the factory and the church, and now we're going to the meat plant, and now this represents underground. So after this, we have these areas to go. Kind of cool. They have a chart, a little interesting picture of it, but let's listen to this.
These men, Professor, these so-called men of vision, they would shackle the masses to a wheel and turn it till their backs break. All for that opiate, the lure of profit. These fools who lackey them, these priests, these officials, this government, they make pigs of us all.
But what solution, my dear man? How to break a cycle? You cannot simply remove the promise of a better world for these unfortunates. In the workhouses, in the orphanages, the belief in heaven is surely the only succor one can find.
We do not need to wait. We can bring forth paradise now. We can speed the passion. With only a small sacrifice, we can hold the apocalypse. With just a small sacrifice, we can free our shackles and deliver them to paradise now.
There's only one way to look at it. Alright, to the depths of the meat processing plant. Welcome to Piston Rooms. Sure. You know what? Let's do it like this. Alright, so deep into the factory we go. We already listened to the gramophone and all that, so we're good. We're there. Is there anything else over here before I go on down? Let's take a look. I mean, I don't really think so, but hey, the answer to that is, of course, a no. Which means down we go into the meat processing plant. Or I guess the piston rooms immediately. So yeah, because every meat factory needs rooms full of pistons. What are you talking about? Since we just met the pig monster. Yep, my light's starting to flicker, implying there's already a pig monster. I was gonna say pig monsters are probably gonna start playing a bigger part now. Let's glance around though. Until I hear the squeal of that pig monster, I am gonna keep on probably using my light. It's unlimited. And this is kind of like the first Amnesia where the monster catches you, it seems to despawn, so sometimes getting caught is actually beneficial. Move forward though. The core is shaking a loud sound just because the machine started working. Or no. Of course we see a pig monster wandering in the distance. That would have been a more effective first appearance of the pig than what we got running across the stairs. That was a bit more obscured. But I'm sure the implication is foreshadowing saying, warning, pig monster in the area, in which case I'll take that warning kind of seriously. So they seem kind of faster than your Amnesia monsters, so that'll be a bit interesting to see. I will admit that at distance the machines moving do kind of look like the pig. I know they don't actually look like the pig, but in your moment of kind of looking and eyeing your eyes around looking for it, movement like that can catch you off guard. Let's go a bit deeper. Huh. I'm waiting for the very bloodied rooms in the meat processing plant. I could go upstairs, but first I want to go over here. Oh dear. There's both an upstairs and a downstairs. Well, since we're quote-unquote making our descent, which they are seriously making way too clear, they've been purposely saying, oh yes, we're making our dark descent. Because that's not even the title of this game. It's making more of a point of it than the original Amnesia did, but I'll go up here first, because we're probably supposed to go down. Kind of an odd comparison. The coloring reminds me of some of the boat rooms in the Silent Hill 1. I know, again, odd comparison, but yeah. Let's look around these parts. Now I find a note worth reading. Is there a train going by, or what? Well, no notes, a few books. Oh, there's a phone, though. Yeah, there is. I'll look at you in just a second. Can I open up these drawers? No, of course not. What am I thinking? Hello, phone.
Hear me, Mandus. I am compromised. Our contacts must be brief and occasional. Beware the wretches who populate this compound. The way you seek is under the pistons. When you meet the saboteur, you will understand everything.
Because I'm the saboteur, because the whole, Daddy, don't kill us, yeah, and the person on the phone sounds like me and all that. Definitely implying some split personality or something of the sort. October 17th, 1899. Each compartment is, I guess, ergonomically designed with a feed trough at one end, so the product naturally settles into a position ready for the stunning arms to connect to the skull. We use the natural static charge built up from the friction of the carts against the bell to build an electrical charge, which is contained within glass vacuum canisters at the sides of the stunning arm mechanics and delivered along the stun arms via copper cabling. We have observed that the artificial line contained within these canisters seems to calm the product further. Post-stunning, the line tilts sharply to the vertical, the physics of which tips the stun product upward to fall directly onto the hunk of bleeding line. The hook passes normally through the haunch or thigh of the product, and from this point we dispense the belt and instead instigate a channeled floor, which creates a funnel allowing blood and byproduct excretions to collect and run to the fluid collection tanks, which basically it sounds like these are probably human-pig hybrid things, and are we using them in our meat factories to feed the poor? Certainly sounds like it might be that way. We're like Robin Hood, he's like messed up. Now, let's go over back on down. Let me guess. Under the pistons, these things down here. The pig crieth, let us know that we're going down to its lair. Fortunately, this game has no form of lighting outside of your lamp, so I won't be able to see well in the dark. Unfortunately, you can see me in the light. Oh, here we go. Should be fun. I do need to learn how this monster works a bit more for certain, so I guess this is my chance to kind of learn. Where can I hide? Or maybe this is a puzzle. There's a number 2 by it. How do you climb in these? Oh. Two. Is this a puzzle? The note just talked about the lighting calming the beast, so maybe I should be a little bit careful about that. How about 1 over here? Of course, there is a puzzle here, which could very well be it. This kind of looks like a puzzle setup, so I wouldn't be surprised, to say the very least. Let's open 1 up, except it's locked. Yeah. Not gonna get much going over there. I'll see what's ahead before I go back. Piston control room. It's actually not locked. October 18th, 1899. A series of collecting vents have been installed along the ceiling of the stage of the line. In the process of stunning and bleeding, the product often expels stinking vapors from its digestive system, which can be collected, condensed, and used in the methane boiler and to drive the engine as a whole. This is sometimes a little bit hard to read. In this way, the more product is processed, the more power becomes available to the machine, and productivity is actually increased. A simple stroke of genius, but one that encapsulates the benefits of self-regulating automation. I wonder who wrote that. It's genius me about my own ideas. Let's go see, these are not my ideas, which I think they are, but yeah. Maybe I'm not really the father. I just think I'm the father for some reason. There's 4. 4. 6. And 5. Alright, so this should be 3. 2 over there. Here's some nice little valve looking things. How about the center? Can't mess with any of this. There's this area here though. Stop. Are your furnaces fueled? No. Alright, I'll fuel your furnaces. Let's see. Throw some of that in there. It's the charcoal, right? We're throwing charcoal in here. Yeah, there are men's of charcoal for me to toss inside the machine. Are you lit? I guess that's lit. Doesn't sound like it's lit though. Sounds like it's trying to light itself though. Of course that actually counts. So how the hell am I supposed to get back? There we go. Let me go over here. There's more charcoal needed. One's open, has a few more pieces of charcoal. Maybe I can use additional charcoal to light some of these things up. Maybe it needs like 3 pieces. Let's close the door and see how this works. I don't fully get it. Oh. So that makes the flickering light work. Got it. Not sure if I need 3 pieces. I'll test it with this one over here, see if I need 3 or 2 pieces. 2 pieces seems to be fine. Pig monsters call out again. 4 is just already working. Alright, then I assume 5 and 6 are what I'm working towards. I swore I left this door open. Of course, pig monsters are closing the doors behind them, which is very polite of them, if I may add. Alright. Throw it into 6. Does this even really count as a puzzle? I don't fully know. Let's see if there's an additional step. This is all I need to do, then it's quite easy. The fires are stoked. Assuming the same architecture is responsible here as with the chemical plant, I surmise that the centralized control system regulates and operates the pistons. It should be a simpler matter of finding it, hoping the saboteur relented after simply extinguishing the fires. Well, life can never be that easy, can it? Alright. Actually, I could have grabbed it. What does? Okay. Found a distinct darkness as this all does its work. I'm not sure the power going out. Of course, there's a pig monster now over there. Well, if I get caught by it, I get caught by it. If I don't, whatever. I can't even see where it's shit right now, so high chances are I'll bump directly into it. Like, seriously, I cannot see. There could be a pig monster right in front of me and I wouldn't be aware. Well, we made it there. Time to go deeper. Yep, it closed behind me. We're not surprised. Welcome to the machine. Ha 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 ha. There's a pig hiding spot if I've ever seen one. Note to self, I can hide from pig here. Sorry, but my lamp cannot turn off. I cannot see where the crap if my lamp is turned off in this game. Of course, that's just behind me. Which means that's no longer a pig hiding spot, so whatever. I mean, if I'm lucky, no, this corner wouldn't work out well. This is probably where the pigs hide. This looks like an area that pig could run. I keep on thinking about where the pigs could run, but I hardly know what they're like yet. I don't know how to hide from them yet. Just sit in the dark, nobody don't see you, I guess. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the first Amnesia where you can't really run from the monster either, but yeah. I don't know if it saw me or not. I don't even know if it's there. Oh, it's behind me! Of fucking course! I walked directly behind myself into it. I can't believe it. Okay. probably dead. Well, hasn't caught me yet. I think that's a good sign. I don't know if that cry means I found you or I'm just hungry. Keeps on doing it, so I assume it's probably just a normal cry. If I get attacked from behind, though, I know what's going on, at the very least. I'm just sneaking here. Don't mind me. Think I bypassed the pig beast. Pig beastolilus. Notice these pigs don't make me go insane like the other game. I guess this means when I have an insanity effect. I see that one. Pigs almost look like a Silent Hill monster. Through the darkness, I don't know if it's moving towards me or away from me. Gets moving away. Alright. Continue on this way. I hope this is the way I'm supposed to be going. Isn't, and I am very lost. I guess there's a way down right there. So jump down to the fire pits. Yep, that was the way. Sneak on through. What does this have to say to me? Descent continues. Yep, I know. What did the dark voice instruct me to do? Under the pistons, in the tunnels, and on the bilge pumps. And if the doors should be locked, I'll have to find other means of descent, which means that's what we're obviously going to have to do. I cannot trust him, but my path is set. I shall ignore these noises, the snuffling, those shuffling steps below me. I'll brave whatever lurks beneath, and I will save them. Including what lies beneath the giant pig monsters that came almost directly out of Silent Hill. I think it's the bondage type look that they have, the human-animal cross. Well, there's two ways, one with light and one without light, so I'll take the one without light first. Well, there's just a pig monster at the end of this. Oh, there's something here. I don't know if it's where I'm actually supposed to be going or not, to be quite honest. That door's just straight up locked. How about you, good door? Both doors here are just straight up locked. But hey, now I know. Exploration complete and all that. Which means back down I go. Run to the other side where all the light was flowing to let me know to go that way as opposed to this way. No, seriously, that's probably exactly what it is, but hey. Let's go up. Will you open? Nah, you're locked. Compound next door. Danger, no naked flames. The question is, are any of the doors open? There's a note. April 30th, 1899. The crate arrived this morning, and I had it delivered directly to the workshop. The body is remarkably preserved, though there is a subtle yet nauseating stench of damp and rut. It is humanoid in shape, but has suffered severe skeletal deformity. Remnants of leather straps encase the torso, which is deformed. With evidence of substantial muscle mass in the placement, it is difficult to ascertain whether this unfortunate is the recipient of some barbarous surgery or was born deformed and an attempt to force his gnarled body into some semblance of humanity was made. What he is, I cannot tell, but I smell the orb upon him. Oh, there goes the orb again. I suspect my great-uncle's presence in this curious condition. So it can be done. We can reshape the body into a tool, accelerate the process of Mr. Darwin's evolution. But here my great uncle and I part company. He chose men as the subjects of his experiments, but men are difficult to control and rotten with sentimentality. No, we require a new creature for our chattels. Loyal, clever, strong, easily sated. Once I was a pig. What, are these fucking evolved pigs? So these what pigs are gonna eventually turn into? Gonna try and wear the shapes of men or something? Anyways, that light's on, so sure. That's exactly what humanity will plan to do one day. Or pigs will plan to do one day. Try to fit in with humans. That door is locked, but in such a way that has a sign next to it, so it seems important. I guess this isn't. Oh, there's a crouch area. I know there isn't. There's coal, charcoal, whatever, blocking it. Which means I'm looking for the company of elsewhere. Well, I'll continue to look for a bit. Maybe there's something I missed on the other side. If only this corridor wasn't quite so long. Anything like a key or something to pick up? When these doors locked and I just assumed it was? Yeah, I'm not seeing all that. Wait. Button. Ta-da! It's the chemical transportation danger, highly corrosive, highly flammable. Routes. Sure, I can ride into the elevator. Sounds like a plan. Oh, let's open that. We could actually just ride in it. In the nest of eggs, there are pony 6 fiends, sparrows and doves. See all angels weeping above. There is no more forgiving. There's no one to save. For today, darlingly goes into her grave. And that's the next building. I just realized that the loading screen show which building that we're entering from the map thing. I almost bet this elevator is going to have like a bad accident. Surprising no one. It's okay, we were going down anyway. It's not like this lost us any time, really. It just might be a little bit more painful. I think there's any other monsters besides the pig monsters. Different types of pigs. Sabotage. Bruised and battered, but alive, I have survived the saboteur's best efforts. He and I are now locked in an epic struggle. I'm not sure I'd call it epic, but it's a journey. But I am driven to find my family, and I will prevail. Ignore the madness about me. Do not consider what cruel and unspeakable acts have been committed here. Find the way to build, drain the flood, and free your children. There you go. All the things the best saboteur will do.
Quickly, Mandus, find the entrance nearby. The children weep in the darkness, and the floodwaters continue to rise.
Alright. Here we be. Wherever I was in Amnesia Machine for Pigs, I guess I just talked to this guy. So let me catch you up to what's been happening in Amnesia Machine for Pigs so far. I just got out of the meat processing plant, or maybe deeper in the meat processing plant. Apparently our character is trying to find his twin boys, so he's going deeper and deeper. We went through a church, we meet pig monsters. The pig monsters are kind of amusing. The title screen of Amnesia Machine for Pigs is much louder. This is true of all Frictional Games. Their title screens are so much louder than the games themselves. That's why I wasn't adjusting the audio. You guys can hear me probably just fine right now. If you guys can't, just tell me and I'll take that into consideration. So, yay. Is it super loud right now? I did adjust some audio things before this. Can you guys hear me just fine, or is it still way too loud? I'll wait here for a second for you guys to tell me. I was going to say the title screen of the Penumbra games, the Amnesia games, and all that were so much louder than the game itself, so yeah. Yep, that's what I was going to say. That's the reason why I didn't turn down the audio, is because when I first Penumbra games, and this has been true of all of the games, for some reason the title screen music is like super loud But then the in-game music's a lot quieter, so it's like, oh, okay. I don't know why my mouse isn't clicked in right now. Oh well, I'll figure it out as I go. For some reason, my mouse can drag out. I don't know why it's doing that right now when it wasn't doing it earlier, but I'll live with it. Let's roll. We just fell down an elevator that was attacked by a giant pig monster, and here we are. Did I like or hate? I was kind of indifferent towards them, really, to be quite frank. I understand the moral standing they were giving him, but I didn't really hate or like him. It was like, he's a character, he did bad things, okay. Let's go forward. Yeah. I understand that one of the big central thematics of the original Amnesia is that what is good, what is evil, yada yada yada, but going from there, here's a note. July 15th, 1899. In order to facilitate the assimilation of tissue groups or compound is required, or the cells will not bond. Disposal of non-bonded subjects must be immediate in using incineration, or we risk it. Continuous. I always have difficulty reading the font here. Amnesia Machine for Pigs. I don't know what it is about. I think it's the curves here. But if I mess up reading notes because for some reason I have some difficulty reading the font at a quicker pace because there's certain letters that are kind of hard for me to skim over reading. Or we risk continuous animation without form. This is unpleasant. A simple compound of 1 part Brennenburg infusion vitae or to 1 part, I guess organ, Monrad dispersal, fluid is sufficient. This can be administered intravenously to subjects following reassembly to maintain bonding. The compound is unstable and highly light reactive. Once in the body, the scrunchion lamp can be used to activate the compound, but outside the body is highly corrosive. It can even destroy small quantities of metal, so I guess we're trying to make an acid. It doesn't surprise me. If I've learned anything from playing all Frictionals games, and this isn't a Frictional game, this is a Chinese room game, it's that nothing ever really fully works, and that whenever there's something involving machinery, you can expect that you're going to have the hardest time ever trying to get it working again. So, yeah. Is the door open? No, of course it's locked, which I'm guessing this is the lock that we need to corrode with whatever acidic material we were just talking about. There is clearly another passage beyond the locked gates. It seems I have a choice of approach. The padlock is old but firm. After that fall, I cannot summon the strength to break it open. Perhaps I can find another way. Yep, there's an excuse. After that fall, I don't possibly have the strength to break open the lock. Better find a way to make acid, because life works like that sometimes. Sometimes we all just need a little bit of corrosive acid in our life so we can burn down padlocks. Alright, throw the chair away, and let's see what's actually in here. I've been finding in this game, for some reason, there's almost always a note centered around these locations. Not always, but almost always. There's actually very little you can interact with in Machine for Pigs. You can interact with chairs. But outside of that, there's usually not much unless Chris is involved into a puzzle or something. I'm going to assume that this is where we need to make our corrosive acid. It does definitely look like things could be inserted here. Did my journal just update? Yes, it did. The centrifuge. It's some form of bizarre mixing device for chemical compounds, and is positively reeks of the foul fluids I have seen too often before. It is clearly a compound, some volatile bastard of 2 composite ingredients. I should wager I would find them close by. Well, such is life, the way of getting acidic compounds to be working. I remember the few times in my life I'm like, well, howsoever can I get by here? Oh boy, I need some corrosive acid. Let's get to work then. This is the holding pens, which is obviously probably just going to be pig monsters, or low temperature storage. Well, since I need to make a metal compound, I might as well just sneak over this way. By sneak, I mean walk. There's some mechanics. I'll say this about Machine for... speak of the devil. I was gonna say this. In some ways, I'll have to see what I think of a Machine for Pigs. I think how much I like it is based on how the environments develop and how the story goes. So far, I've only met these pig-type monsters. And honestly, a lot of the mechanics from the other Amnesia and Penumbra games are missing. There's like, I can't go in the dark in this game. In Penumbra and Amnesia, when you're in the dark, your eyes sort of adjust, and you can see sort of this blue tint from a certain distance around you. In this game, if you're in the dark, it's just dark. But then again, you don't have oil or lantern, because in Penumbra you have batteries, in Amnesia you have oil. But in this, your lantern just goes on forever. It's the infinite magical lantern. How's this do? Well, it seems like it can disperse something, but I haven't put anything in, so probably I'm eventually going to have to make my composite acidic compound, so Here's a note. Let's read this for a little bit. A warning, which is in lowercase, obviously. No, it's menacing. Inflamed it is, burning it does, bleeding from each hole, fore and aft, leaking down my legs, blood and excrement, my lungs are in my vomit. I pass clots, and they're not using capitalization at all. I pass clots of my organs now onto the filthy stone. Drink this, he says, and I did drink it. I did do that because of the changes. They ripple inner me. My teeth sneeze out and shatter like mice in the dark. I cannot find them all, gathered what I can, push them back into my gray gums and my fingers, but the nails are all weepy and falling out. Drink it, he says. I'll help the running of the fever, because not all us all can take the change. On the other table, a beast under a blanket. I never wanted to see under that, but he drank it too. He passed it under the blanket and heard it drink. Dear God Almighty, how can a man shit so much blood and still live? Yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching the video. I'd very much appreciate if you take a moment to consider donating to my Patreon, which I am using to try and make this more of a livelihood, not just for missed-game videos, but little games to make my own time, and to bring different types of videos to the channel. You can find the link for my Patreon in the description below, or in the video, obviously. If you'd be interested in seeing me recording gameplay videos and doing other things live, I stream quite regularly and record almost all my gameplay over at a site called Hitbox TV on my channel. You can also see that in the video currently. Hope you enjoyed the video, and adieu.